Oh, hey, Dr. Amy here. Hope you guys are having a lovely day so far. New cup, but it's been around for a while. This is my Disney cup from an awesome patient. It was their, 100th year anniversary? So you can see Mickey. So cool. I haven't been to Disney World since I was 10, so it's been a while. Maybe someday soon we'll go back, but yeah. So, anywho, wanted to update you guys on a patient of mine who was experiencing some arm weakness that was actually due to something that was kind of stemming from the neck. Something was in the neck bothering her. She slept with a kink or woke up with a kink in her neck and experienced some arm weakness into her left arm. And this is my left arm, so it looks opposite to you guys. But it was difficult for her to raise the arm. So she came in earlier this week and we reassessed her strength. So I reassessed her external rotation strength. So her arm was at her side, I pressed against her arm and she tried to press out. And we got this kind of like compensatory pattern where she would deviate her body and she would extend her wrist. It was better than the time before, but it was still noticeable. So that was a sign that we reassessed after we did some interventions to the neck. Also another position that I like to test for arm weakness is the baseball position. So I'll get the patient in a 90-90 position and I'll test their external rotation strength coming back this way as well as internal. So you can see me from the side. I would place that patient in that position like this, and I would apply the resistance into her wrist here as she would press back into me. She actually had more significant weakness or more difficulty in this baseball position, right? So that just, and we know when we're in this like position where our arms are out away from our body, we're typically not strong in that position because we don't train those positions to be strong in. So I totally knew that this issue of concern causing the weakness into the arm was coming from the neck. Number one, she told me, right, because she slept weird. Number two, as a PT, there are three things that I look for, especially stuff that is in or caused within the spine or the nerves within the spine. So there's three things I look for when I apply an intervention and try to figure out a specific exercise that is geared towards this patient. First thing is the patient position, right? Does the patient need to be in a loaded position, i.e. standing or sitting or compression, right? Gravity's pushing down on us. Or do I need to unload the patient? Does the patient need to be laying down on their back, side, or stomach? So we take gravity out of the picture. Second thing I look for is how much force does this exercise need in particular? Does it need force from me or force from the patient? And then the third thing that I like to look for as well is what direction does the neck like, which then in turn improves or makes this arm stronger. 70 all the way up to perhaps even 90% of the time, the spine or the neck likes some type of extension type motion, meaning getting into this bend back position, right? Or this straightening up position. So I vouched for getting the patient laying down on her back and me providing what I like to call chin tucks or smush faces. There are physical therapy logistics that go behind that, and I'm not going to go in detail on it. But essentially, I immediately went into force from me. So I kind of, perhaps stretched her in a certain position that got her into this, what we call this extension range of motion. And full extension of the neck is actually this. As opposed to, okay, so as a physical therapist and other PTs can relate out there, that end ranges of motion are key on some aspects of things that we're trying to achieve and trying to assess. So we applied some interventions while this patient was laying down, and I was doing all the work. And then sat her up on the edge and retested her strength. It got a little bit better into this external rotation here, and a little bit better here, as I applied that resistance into this external rotation position, and she was pushing back into me. So then I thought, you know what, let's just try something. Let's go over her exercise that I gave her. I'm not gonna fully give that exercise away, but that might be for another video. So one thing that I really found out is the frequency of the patient doing this exercise throughout the day. She was only hit it one time. That's not enough. She needed more frequency or more dosage throughout the day. So we addressed that. And the exercise that she was doing. How was she doing it? Was she doing it with quality? Was she achieving end range of motion? She wasn't. So something as simple as getting into this extension, I had to really hone in and help educate her about. So we practiced her specific exercise, and guess what? We retested this position, shot her strength through the roof. There was a little bit of weakness towards the end, but there was a significant gain in strength after she did this exercise that I gave her when she was sitting. So when she was compressed, her load was compressed, but the force was from her, and the direction was backwards or extension. So we'll see how this patient follows up in the next couple weeks, see how consistent she can get with her exercises. But when it comes down to it, patient education is key, right? And we know, based on my previous video, when I introduced this patient to you guys, arm weakness that is a causation of neck issues, whatever that is, right? Arm weakness isn't normal, but throughout our lifespan, neck pain, we're gonna get neck pain here and there, okay? So it's very important that don't wait for things to snowball up, right? Because then as a clinician, we kind of have to chase it and try to get ahead of that snowball. Don't wait for things to happen. Stay ahead of the game and get with someone who really understands you and understands what's going on. So if you're in the South Charlotte area, reach out to Fortress Physical Therapy. I'll be glad to help you guys if you have any concerns or need an eyeball for things. If you're not in the South Charlotte area, maybe you live on the West Coast. I do have some connections, so I can help you find the person that you need. But that's the update on our patient. We'll see when she checks in the next couple weeks. Probably update you guys again. But yeah, so enjoy the rest of your day. Salute, Mickey Mouse. Who doesn't love Mickey Mouse? Come on. And enjoy the rest of your day and get outside. And we'll talk to you guys later. All right, see ya.